If we elevate the physical standard, we can make better mental. We can make better decisions through mental clarity when we're not just sucking wind.
Also true, very much so in civilian.
Only a fraction of recruits ever make it through the Navy SEAL fitness test. It's not about muscles or motivation, it's about whether your mind can outlast your pain. Most people can't even finish the warm-up. What you're about to see isn't just a workout, it's a war zone for the human body. Because we'll be breaking down the 6 brutal Navy SEAL exercises and how it breaks most men out there. But before diving in, have you ever thought of completing the Navy SEAL test? Comment below your thoughts. After you've shared your answer, now imagine swimming 5 football fields with no rest, no walls to push off from, and no one to save you if you slip beneath the surface. That is the first test, the 500-yard swim. It sounds simple, but it is a trial designed to expose panic, fear, and weakness. Navy SEALs use a unique style known as the combat side stroke, a method that blends efficiency with endurance. Every stroke is calculated, every breath controlled. The goal is not speed, it is survival. In icy waters, your body screams for oxygen, but your mind must stay calm. The test forces you to master control when your lungs are burning and your muscles are begging to stop. 500 yards is not just a distance, it is a battlefield between comfort and chaos. The swimmers who rush it lose their rhythm and drown in exhaustion. The ones who survive are those who keep their minds steady while their bodies crumble. This test is not about who can swim the fastest, it is about who can stay composed when every instinct says quit. As SEAL instructors say, if you cannot control your breath, you cannot control your fear. And if you cannot control your fear, you cannot survive the mission. The moment you pull yourself out of the freezing water, dripping and gasping, there's no time to recover. The next test begins immediately. The push-ups of pain. 2 minutes, 50 strict push-ups, no excuses, no shortcuts, and if you try to cheat, then it's game over for you. It sounds simple, but under SEAL standards, perfection is the only option. Every push-up must be clean, chest touches the ground, arms fully locked out at the top, any bounce, sag, or cheat means the rep does not count. The clock keeps ticking, and failure is not an option. The first 30 feel fine, the next 10 begin to burn, then the real test begins. Your chest tightens, your shoulders tremble, and your arms feel like concrete. This is where most people stop, but SEALs keep going. They push through the lactic acid, through the pain, through the noise inside their heads telling them to quit. And in those 2 minutes, it is not about muscle anymore, it is about control, focus, and willpower. Each rep becomes a battle between the mind and the body. The instructors do not care how strong you look, they care if you can hold perfect form when every fiber of your body screams to collapse. Every push-up measures not strength, but discipline. Because in the field, a man who quits at 49 push-ups will also quit when the mission gets hard. And that kind of weakness does not survive SEAL training. After cranking up an insane amount of push-ups, you would think the Navy SEAL test might be over, but you couldn't be more wrong. The instructors want you to experience hell, so they gave you another tough exercise in the form of pain pull-ups. An ex-Navy SEAL explains exactly why pull-ups are one of the most fundamental exercises in the brutal training regimen.
Pull-ups with no weight, and we do that because so many guys have so many injuries, so many shoulder injuries, and if your technique isn't there and you're dropping out of the hole.
By the time recruits reach the pull-up bar, their bodies are already shaking from exhaustion. The salt from the swim still stains their eyes, their arms ache from push-ups, and yet the next trial stands above them. The pull-up gauntlet. It looks simple, just a bar and a man, but this test is a war between gravity and grit. 10 to 20 perfect dead hang pull-ups, no kipping, no swinging, no cheating. The form must be clean, full hang at the bottom, chin clearly over the bar at the top, anything less and it does not count. The pain starts early, your grip begins to slip, your forearms catch fire, and your shoulders scream for mercy. A Navy SEAL himself explains why grip matters so much in everyday life, which is built through intense pull-ups.
And it's not an easy thing to do, but we work so much grip for the pull-ups and everything else. Like, grip matters, we say that a lot.
Each rep feels like your entire body is trying to pull itself out of quicksand. Recruits often stare up at the bar in silence, sweat dripping, lungs burning, knowing one more rep could mean the difference between passing and failure. In that moment, strength alone is not enough. It takes willpower to command a body that no longer wants to obey. That is the essence of this test, to see who can fight gravity and win. As one instructor once said, gravity doesn't forgive weakness. Every pull-up exposes the truth of a man's endurance, his composure, and his mental resilience. The bar is not just metal, it is a mirror that reflects every ounce of determination left inside, and when the last rep locks out, those who survive it do not just build muscle, they build the kind of strength that carries through battle, pain, and life itself. And the pull-up is extremely important for good reason, because it saves you when you are hanging from the edge of a cliff for dear life. After your upper body is screaming for mercy, the next exercise targets your lower body and crushes it in an instant. It's the sit-ups. It looks harmless at first, just sit-ups. But this is where the real test begins. The one that turns willpower into a weapon. 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes. No shortcuts, no half reps, no mercy. The clock starts ticking, and immediately the body is thrown into a war of endurance. Each rep is a command to rise when everything inside screams to stop. This is not a six-pack workout, this is training the mind to keep going when oxygen runs thin and the muscles shake from fatigue. The sound of a stopwatch echoes in the background, a haunting reminder that time is your only enemy. Every second matters, sweat rolls off faces, backs slam against the ground, and recruits fight to maintain rhythm under the pressure of exhaustion. The instructors do not just count reps, they watch attitude. Hesitation means weakness. This test is about control. The Navy SEALs know that on a mission, panic kills faster than failure. If a recruit can keep moving, breathing, and staying composed while his core is on fire, he's proving he can endure anything. It is not about the abs you see in the mirror, it is about the strength that keeps you alive when the body wants to surrender. In the SEAL test, the sit-up becomes more than an exercise, it becomes a command from the mind to the flesh. Rise again. You may think that the hardest part of the Navy SEAL test is done, but after feeling like your body is about to give up, your instructors dump another test on you. It's the endurance test in the name of running long distance. 1.5 miles of pure grit, completed in under 10 minutes and 30 seconds with nothing left in the tank. This is where the weak collapse and the relentless rise. And a Navy SEAL explains exactly why he needs men built in endurance in the Navy.
SWAT team, they have an 800-meter run. We're like, well, since you already do it, I don't need a guy that can run a marathon. I need a guy that can throw a 200-pound guy over his shoulders, run him up 10 flights of stairs, and make a good decision. So being a marathon runner, while it might be great for you, it doesn't really give me everything I need. I really need that hybrid athlete.
The sun beats down, sand sticks to sweat, and every breath feels heavier than the last. Each step drives pain deeper into their legs. The first half mile feels like a sprint, but by the second, it becomes survival. The body is already spent from hours of training, yet this run demands more lungs, and more legs, and more will. There are no cheering crowds, no music, no energy drinks. Just the sound of gravel under boots and the pounding rhythm of determination. It is here that the Navy SEALs separate those who train from those who endure, and every stride is a conversation between the mind and the body, a test of who gives up first. Your body begs to stop. The test does not care. It is not about comfort, it is about commitment, and the pain becomes a teacher. And with every step, it whispers the truth. When the finish line finally appears, it is not a relief, it is a revelation. Those who make it realize that strength is not found in muscle, but in mastery over pain. The 1.5 mile run is not just a race against time, it is a race against weakness, and only those who conquer themselves ever finish. After finishing the intense, long-distance running, the test doesn't end, it keeps getting harder and harder. And the next exercise that will make you question why you came to the test in the first place is the broad jump.
We do a broad jump, so power output on the floor in a dynamic fashion, landing, proprioception.
So just have people stand on a line, jump as far forward as they possibly can. And there's the lowest standard is your height. Is that right?
So if I'm 6 foot tall, I should be able to broad jump past 6 foot.
Broad jump is absolutely crucial while jumping on top of rocks. It may be the difference between an average Navy SEAL and a great Navy SEAL. It is one of the most underrated tests of explosive power in Navy SEAL training. At first glance, it seems simple, just jump as far as you can, but in the SEAL world, this movement is a pure measure of leg strength, coordination, and total body explosiveness. It is not just about distance, it is about control and precision under pressure. Recruits line up, feet shoulder width apart, muscles tense, and then explode forward in one powerful motion. The jump is done from a dead stop, no running start, which means every inch comes from raw strength and perfect timing. Legs, hips, and core fire together like a loaded spring, and the landing tests stability and balance. One bad landing can throw everything off. The broad jump is more than a physical test, it is a reflection of readiness. It shows how efficiently the body can translate stored energy into instant movement, which is critical in combat situations. Whether it is leaping over obstacles, clearing debris, or moving fast under fire, the power built through broad jumps directly translates to real-world survival. Unlike gym exercises that isolate muscles, the broad jump activates everything at once, from the toes to the fingertips. Navy SEALs use it to develop that explosive, fight-ready strength that machines can never replicate. It is short, brutal, and revealing. One perfect jump can expose months of training discipline, and in the world of SEALs, that kind of power can be the difference between success and failure. There's a good reason why Navy SEAL training is so brutal, and it's because the mind becomes strong only if the body is strong. A Navy SEAL explained this in clear terms.
If we elevate the physical standard, we can make better mental. We can make better decisions through mental clarity when we're not just sucking wind.
Also true, very much so in civilian.
The Navy SEAL fitness test is more than a measure of strength, it is a test of endurance, power, control, and mental resilience. Every push-up, pull-up, and step is designed to strip away weakness until only raw will remains. It is not about being fit, it is about being unbreakable. So, the real question isn't whether you could survive the SEAL test, it is whether you could survive what it turns you into. So, which exercise in the Navy SEAL test are you dreading the most? Comment below and do let us know if you found this information helpful. Check out more videos in the playlist and subscribe for more content like this.